5 seconds remaining.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to the Mega8 tournament. It's going to be a cracker of a game. Right out the bat, it's going to be Spartans versus Epoch eSports. I always struggle with that name. Joining me at the mic and hopefully struggling as much as I am on this early morning occasion, it's going to be none other than KaameelDotA.
Oh, and I'm happy to be here. I'm not gonna lie, Epoch, I'm not sure if we're even pronouncing it correctly. We need to confirm with Mr. Fearbender after this game, but yeah, I'm excited for this game. This is a new team, sort of new MGO formed. I'm not sure the history behind this MGO just yet, but it is pioneered by pioneered and captained by Fearbender in terms of the team. And yeah, it's a pretty solid squad. Fearbender, Jappa, Nick, Desi, and Repo. I mean, this was the squad that I was taking over in the Pulse lineup, so I'm really interested to see how they do coming into this Pro 16 qualifiers.
And it does also feature one of the winners of a very recent tournament not too long ago. And when I mean really recent, I mean about maybe a week ago, was it? I think it was
last
a week
weekend.
ago. Yeah. So, nonetheless, without any further ado, as we are far behind in the draft, these guys are going at a rate of knots. We've got a Nyx Assassin and Spirit Breaker banned out by the side of Spartan eSports. They've done their research. Nick is not too bad on both these heroes. On the other side of the coin, it's going to be that Lich and that Necrophos banned out in the first phase of banning. The picks are quick and fast as well. Night Stalker, Monkey King on the side of Epoch, and Ogre Magi and Ember Spirit on the side of Spartan eSports. Very, very strong openings from both sides, I'd say.
Yeah, that's an aggressive Ember Spirit pick here in the first phase. You don't see that all too often. I mean, you see, like in the pro scene, teams that do run it, like Team Secret, where you have a insanely good Ember Spirit player like Mid1, they go for it. But yeah, not too orthodox. On the side of Epoch, they actually got the Night Stalker. It made it through the draft for once. So I'm interested to see how it runs. Probably one of Nick's better heroes, in fact.
5 seconds remaining.
Yep, I'm looking forward to see what Nick can do with it. The second round of bans, Sand King, Broodmother on the side of Spartan eSports. On the other side of the coin, Terrorblade, interestingly enough. Do they know something we don't?
Very possible, in fact. I'm not quite sure why the Terrorblade came out. I mean, it's a pretty strong hero in the sense that I think in pro games people don't see how quote-unquote OP the hero is, because when you see a Terrorblade in a pro game, you do one of two things. You really pressure it in the lane to make sure it doesn't come online early, or you pick up a lot of things that can straight up kite the hero, so it just doesn't look as good as it is. But a Terrorblade in a sort of free game is just a really, really strong hero. So maybe they just didn't want to put up with the push and the raw team fight of a Terrorblade once the mid-game hits.
Certainly. Anti-Mage joining him in the ban field as the Dazzle comes out to play for Spartan eSports. Dazzle, very strong support hero, often responsible for saves across the map. Do you think he's going to be very, very busy? I mean, it's a little bit early to tell, but Monkey King usually does get aggressive, does manage to get into the back lines, and might pick off Dazzle very, very quickly, especially if followed up with a Darkseer.
So Monkey King, as a lot of the sort of 5 position players say, they hate to play against a Monkey King as a support, and it's just never really fun as any support hero. But I think the thing about Spartan's support duo is that Ogre Magi and Dazzle. Okay, so Ogre's a really strong laning support, and Dazzle is pretty good, like it's a saving support with the Husker or things like Terrorblade, etc. But it's not really, they don't really have any team fight in that support duo, which is kind of concerning. But let's see how it goes. If they win lanes hard enough, I think that's kind of what they want to accomplish with that support duo.
Quite interesting. Taking a look at that Darkseer, he's obviously going to be sitting in that off-lane position with a Night Stalker roaming about. That's what this lineup is starting to look like. Do you think there's something that Spartan can do to take care of a Darkseer in off-lane?
So last week in...
Earthshaker.
Last week at the DGC, we saw a lot of Night Stalker Darkseer dual lanes run. I think it was APG Vets were like the team that really loved it. RDK stack with Fearbender as well. It's a really strong dual lane, in fact. You just get a lot out of Darkseer and Night Stalker in the lane. So I like the two picks a lot now, but I'm enjoying this Earthshaker pick from Spartan eSports as well. There's some team fight. Once he has his Blink Dagger, you know the game's never over when you have an Earthshaker. You know what I mean?
Certainly. He's one of my absolute favorite heroes. Great for taking on a team fight. The more there are, the more damage he does. And of course, he's an endless source of stuns, but he has an endless source of amusement in the form of a disruptor. And what a beautiful disruptor it is. His responsibility, well, disruptor to me always thrives best when the front lines are moving quickly. And this is one of those kind of games. You got yourself a Monkey King, a Darkseer. Both of these heroes like to move the front lines very, very quickly and then choke them on down in one particular spot. And they can certainly do that with the Disruptor facilitating it. Do you see him performing that kind of role in this particular matchup? Will he be able to, say, catch the Ember Spirit?
10 seconds remaining.
So Disruptor, a lot of people regard it as quite a hard counter to Ember Spirit. I mean, it's not impossible to play Ember against it, but I think you need to understand the matchup when you're playing Ember Spirit against Disruptor. But I think the bigger thing about Disruptor pick this game is as a classic impact draft, so to speak. Darkseer Disruptor, your team fight is actually just insane. So you're going to lock people in the kinetic field, Darkseer Vacuum Wall, and then Wukong's commands can come down. The team fight from Epoch is just looking disgusting to start off this game. Just 4 heroes in.
Yep, there's quite a lot of wombo combo. But let's take a look at the side of Spartan eSports, as they are rather dangerous themselves. If things don't go perfectly well for the side of Epoch, then I'm pretty sure Spartan eSports will have plenty to say. They're going to have to give this last pick quite a kick, because it's not going to be easy. Husker already banned out for the side of Epoch, and on the other side, it's going to be a juggernaut taken out by Spartan eSports. I don't know. I would have maybe drafted a little bit more aggressively if I was on the side of Spartan. Try buy the Ember a little bit more space.
I feel like aggression is not really the problem from Spartan. It's just how their heroes will match up against the side of Epoch, right? So this Ember Spirit is a really strong. He loses a lot of lanes, but the matchup against, and that's something you expect. But the matchup against Monkey King is just really, really hard. So I think they're gonna have to, if they send the Monkey King mid to play against Ember Spirit, it's a very Monkey King favorite matchup. So they're gonna have to send the mid support there, just kind of deal with that. And I think this last pick, Troll Warlord, is definitely Jappa's hero in the safe lane.
Yeah, Troll Warlord really going to have a field day here. That attack speed will facilitate quite a lot of bashes, which means anything channeled is out of the question. But fortunately for the side of Spartan, they don't have anything channeled at the moment. Troll probably will be looking towards getting some early spell immunity of some kind, probably in the form of a BKB, as otherwise I see him getting stun locked and kited for days and days here, and I think Spartan know it. What do you suggest as a final pick for the side of Spartan?
Final pick for the side of Spartan. So I think now when they see the Troll come on, they're going to recognize that it's most likely a Monkey King mid, right? So they understand that's not a favorable matchup for Ember. I mean, sending him to the offlane is not easy either, playing against Darkseer and Night Stalker. So I don't know, they're either going to have to camp mid and make the matchup really favorable for Ember and Ogre, or like send Ogre with the Ember. Or I think they can go for something big here. They can pick something like more team fight. They can pick something like a Venom monster. It's really strong laning presence, so the Darkseer Night Stalker lane doesn't go crazy. What else can they go? I feel like they need a big pick. Yeah, a Venom would be a good pick. I would suggest that. He made it all the way through this pool.
Yep, and he was seeing nothing but bans or picks in the previous, actually just last week. That's one option. Any others?
Let me think. We can
Something
see
a little bit curveballed, maybe something like I don't know, Silencer.
A position 1 Silencer. How would he do this game? Actually, let's see. I think it matches up pretty well. It's
he would struggle
really
against Troll
strong.
later.
Maybe.
But it is like, one way of busting up the team fight for the side of Epoch. Maybe.
I mean, it'd be really strong in lane against Darkseer and Night Stalker as well. They won't really be able to touch the Silencer. That'd be a nice pick. I'm not sure what Spartan go here. I feel. Let's see what they go. They got 15 seconds left. Let's see if we can make any last guesses.
Come on, just go for it. Come on.
I'm lost, man. I'm lost.
Here
Let's
it
see what they
comes.
picked up.
Oh, and I love
Tinker.
this one more. It's going to be a Tinker, bringing a lot of nuke onto the field, and great for the Troll Warlord, as Troll really does need to get his hits in, and he ain't going to get nothing in with a laser coming through from Tinker. Give me that 100% mischance.
Yeah, that's quite a good
Strong pick.
It is a very strong pick. That's like a sort of Trump pick. Although I don't know, he might have a hard time this game with the Night Stalker ganking, roaming for him all the time.
And of course a Disruptor.
And the Disruptor as well.
Yeah, the Tinker is another hero that obviously relies on mobility, but that mobility obviously coming from his TP boots and rearm. And Disruptor's just going to have a field day with that, especially if he's silenced from Disruptor's ulti. There's nothing he can contribute to team flight. Tinker's right click is, for the most part, rather useless in the later stages of the match.
On the bright side,
It's
though,
difficult.
It's a hero that matches up pretty damn well against Monkey King in the middle lane. I haven't seen the matchup all too much because we don't see Tinker picked, but hypothetically speaking, it should be able to win that lane, especially with the supports rotating as well.
Certainly. So, Nick going with his traditional name-based picks. It's going to be the Nick Stalker. Japper will be picking up that Monkey King. In the meantime, Deathy's going to be picking up that Darkseer. Everybody's sticking to their names. And, yeah, we'll take a look at the rest of them now.
Oh man, I was wrong. It's Fearbender on the Troll Warlord, so it's a safe lane Monkey King, I think.
Yeah, Fearbender on that Troll Warlord. And last but certainly not least, Reaper will be picking up that Disruptor. Right, and on the other side of the map, it's going to be MSN on that Ember Spirit. Wannabe is going to be picking up that Ogre Magi. He's going to be very, very busy this game, I expect. Zalama, the Dragon God, will be picking up Tinker going towards that mid lane. Exclamation marks all around for that Dazzle. And in the meantime, Binks, the one and only, will be picking up that fat Earthshaker. And his role in this game is going to be absolutely pivotal, as he is one of the primary, if not the only, sources of team fight nuke that is available here for the side of Spartan.
Side of the dial, we got Mr. Japper playing as a tree. Okay, no, he's back. He's back as a monkey man. Repo playing the Disruptor. Mr. Nick on the Night Stalker, or the Nick Stalker as we like to call him. Fearbender on the Troll Warlord here in the middle lane. And last but not least, Deathy playing the Dankseer, as I like to call him.
Yeah, now let's quickly talk about this Darkseer. As you mentioned, there might be the possibility of a dual lane. Is that really the way to go here? Darkseer is a hero that really, really enjoys solo levels, solo farm, that sort of stuff. And he does get away with it because of his Iron Shell. Do they really want to give away that golden goose, so to speak?
So how you play the Darkseer Night Stalker matchup, right? It's not really, you don't really plant a Night Stalker to sit and sort of sack XP in the Darkseer's lane. As you play it, you do things, you go in, you out of your way to harass the supports, you go contest the pulls, you just go make things happen, you steal the enemy bounty runes. You're not really sitting in the lane, sort of like harassing and denying, but you are there creating havoc, so to speak.
Speaking of havoc, Nick will be joining Fearbender for the first few moments of the match in the mid lane, and his job, just harass him out. He does have to be careful because he does find himself a friend, good old Zalama, the Dragon God, mid. Already the action is starting to heat up. Nick dropping low, will be able to get on out of there. The laser popped out from Zalama, and all he's really done is delayed a few last hits on the side of that Tinker. Difficult matchup here, and Nick is going to find it very hard to roam around.
Yeah, this is what Knights want to do. You want to go to the lane and just trade regen in, before the 4-minute mark hits, before that nighttime comes and it becomes, so to speak, OP. Now he just wants to trade regen, and he really planned for it. He went to solve 2 tangos, 3 tangos, even got a gifted tango. So yeah, he's doing what he needs to do here in the middle lane. No harm, no foul yet.
Certainly. Taking a look at the last hits and denies, leading the chart, not by very much, that is. It is the early stages of the game. Will be this man here, the Ember Spirit, surprisingly, and it's just actually overtaken by Tinker here in the mid lane. So the harass not really working out in their favor for the side of Nick and his crew. I don't know. Maybe he needs to find himself another home here.
Yeah, I mean, Ogre and Night Stalker are basically doing the same thing right now. So it's just these guys are gonna be following each other around, just making each other's life difficult. You know what I mean? That's what the 4 positions do nowadays.
Yeah, it's mostly about babysitting, making sure that the Night Stalker doesn't capitalize as much as he's designed to do. In the earlier stages of the match, as Deathy now sitting pretty here in the bottom lane, he's going to have trouble really getting too close, and that's why he's popping Iron Shell on himself. Good old MSN can do plenty to take care of the occasional creep. Top lane, how do you see this matchup going? Do you think Jap is just going to walk away with it, or will Binks be able to sneak in a last hit from time to time?
So in these sort of 1v1 or 1v2 matchups, Epoch is seen as a really strong laning hero, but against Monkey King, it's near impossible. As you can see, he's just staying in the trees, sapping XP where he can. He knows he can't really walk to the lane against a Monkey King. It's just not going to work. He's just going to get hit out, or even there's the chance of dying with the Disruptor there as well. Not an easy lane for Mr. Binks at all.
Yeah. A kind reminder to everyone, this is Mega 8. It gets no bigger than this. And of course, it's a best of 1. We're running the Swiss system, boys and girls. So get your chocolate and get your strudel, get your apple pie. It's going to be tasty, tasty, tasty stuff.
Oh no.
Correction, Mr. Wilson. It's the Mega8 Pro 16 Qualifiers.
Yes, that's true. It's the Pro 16 qualifiers. My bad.
No stress, no stress.
See, that's why we keep you around, buddy. You're there to keep me true.
It's all good. Oh, Korea.
Yeah,
Just
very,
straggling
very
around
low
here. Repo's
Korea.
gonna find himself a crow.
He's gonna find himself a right click or two, but nothing more. Was closer to death a little bit earlier. I don't know if you spotted that.
No, sadly not.
Yeah, it's quite alright. So, things have settled in the laning phase. Jap are now leading that top last hitting score. 20-8 for him. He's going to be very happy with that. Way out last hitting his mid, sitting at 14 for 2. And Zalama the Dragon God sitting there in second position. Not too shabby there, Nige. And I don't know. It's kind of like a very settled game. It should be a little bit more action-packed than this, I expect.
Oh, man. Okay, so Earthshaker just TP'd to the shrine top and Repo was waiting for that shrine TP, glimpses him back and steals the bounty run. Okay, now where trouble comes. Nick's almost got his level 3 and it's nighttime, so let's see what he can do with this. I'm really curious to see where his first rotation is going to be made. I'd like to see him go for that Tinker mid, not an easy kill, but that's the big kill. That's the hero you want to shut down this game. That's when you pick a Tinker, it's kind of like a Naga Siren anti-mage. Your back's against the wall, you just rely on that guy to win you the game, you know?
Speaking of backs against the wall, he's rather gone for the Void, second level in Void, as opposed to opening up Crippling Fear for himself here on this Night Stalker. Do you think that's a good idea?
In this game, I really do. It's not like, if you're playing against a hero like a Puck or something to gank him, you need that point in silence, but yeah, the extra nuke and extra slow is probably better in securing kills, if you know what I mean. Like, Ember Spirit has no Remnant, Tinker has no, like, Blink away. All these heroes are easier to kill with more damage and more slow, as opposed to having a silence.
Understood. Nick walking around. Oh, if he went a little bit further, he actually would have caught Dazzle with his pants down. He's just busy observing his very hard work disappear towards Deathy in the form of that stack. That is a bit of a shame. I know the feeling, my friend. And we're looking for Nick to pull off something other than just sapping a little bit of XP. He does find the Dazzle on the sidelines. We'll start right-clicking away. MSN stepping forward, surprisingly, up against Deathy. Not sure that's the right way to go. It is nighttime, but again, no silence means you can't stop them from reacting. That's why I would have preferred the level in Crippling Fear here.
Yeah, maybe so. So Nick not committing too much there to the bottom lane gank. It looks like Petunia's really low on mana, so he might actually go for the skill here on the Tinker mid. I didn't know actually Precious Petunia was playing for Spartan now. I don't know if he's standing in for them for this tournament, but his team, Team Sensation, had a pretty decent run at TTC. Who did they get eliminated by? I think FOJ, if I'm not mistaken. But now, two men spoke come up from Nick and Repo. Can they find him?
Well, they're going to need to bring a little bit more backup here, since they've been closing the doors very effectively here in the mid lane with that Ogre. Here's the moment. There it goes. Nick goes in with the slow. The slow's good. Repo in the meantime there with the 2 levels and glimpse. This man is dead. He's going nowhere. Wannabe is just there to show his teeth. And the first blood finally drawn in this game at 6 minutes 10. And this might be second in quick succession. Dazzle coming on in a little late to save, but not too late to feed. As he goes down to Nick, and he's making a fantastic job of it. Wannabe sitting in the front lines, no mana in his pocket. Can't do anything as good old Nick manages to sculpt his way in, back into the night.
Oh, and Mr. Earthshaker died on top lane as well. So yeah, 6 minute plus first blood is not something you see too often in 7.0 Dota. But getting the kill on the Tinker for first blood is exactly who you want. And getting that extra kill on Dazzle, just a cherry on top of the cake.
Yep, it's 3 for nothing, so a significant gold lead for 7 minutes in. 2K. This could get very, very, very dangerous for Binks and his crew very, very soon if they're not careful.
Yeah, I feel
they're gonna have to bounce back from that somehow.
Both the core picks coming out, actually all 3 of the core picks coming out from the side of Spartan eSports, all rely on timing windows, right? The Tinker, he's gonna want to have his TP boots as soon as possible. Hopefully a blink tag as well before he wants to be joining the fray in team fights. The Earthshaker, also a must-have blink hero. Until he has that, he's really hard to play. And Ember Spirit also going to be going for, I don't know what he'll be going for this game. I don't think he'll be rushing TP boots this game. Probably just go Aquila, probably straight into Veil. But who knows, if you're going to Aquila and Ember Spirit, then you're probably going to go for TP boots straight, not straight for the Veil build, so to speak. So all these heroes kind of require a sort of timing window, okay?
Well, let's talk about that. What would you rather go for on that Ember in this particular matchup, and why?
The Ember Spirit this game, so he's been contested in lane by the Darkseid. He's had a decent amount of farm.
I mean, he's the only one who's actually managed so far to stand his ground for the most part, at the very least.
I feel like the Veil build-up would still be a really good build this game. You have a Tinker that outputs a lot of magic damage. Combo's pretty nice with that. And yeah, it just allows him to come online much earlier.
Nope. I think Ember was looking for the Searing Chains to lock him down. That would have been tragic for Deathy if he got picked up there.
Yeah, if Ember was 6, Deathy would have been dead there for sure.
Nonetheless, Wannabe walking into Reaper, spotting him out. Ooh, cheeky ward, and I'm pretty sure they know it's there. Yeah, they've immediately pinged it out, and a D-ward is certainly to follow very, very soon. They need to relieve the pressure here on this mid lane for this Tinker. He needs to get those TP boots up as quickly as possible. Once he has that, he can start being very, very effective across the map, getting pressure across all lanes, and of course increasing his farm as well. Binks, in the meantime, in the top lane, struggling to find much of anything other than Repo, who's sitting right behind him, the cheeky bastard. In comes the monkey leap. Is it going to be enough? He does get stunned up by the enchant totem. He has to throw out yet another stun to stay alive. Is he going to be it? Nope, it's down. Binks, fourth man down on the side of the Radiant.
I'm just gonna say balanced hero. Monkey King throwing out his nuke and it does half HP straight up kill. Volvo, please sort that out. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a really hard lane for Shaker to be in. Monkey King's level advantage is actually insane. He's level 8. Earthshaker hasn't even hit level 4 yet. This Earthshaker has been shut right down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they were hoping for. Monkey King sitting with an almost endless amount of farm, which, yes, you know, when a Monkey King gets an endless amount of farm, you see those heavy hitting items coming out very, very quickly.
That was going MOM on his
well on his way to it. He's got his eyes set on that quarterstaff as well.
So Petunia went for maxing March of this game, and it kind of paid off. There was a nice big stack here over the large camp that he got to farm up thanks to that. He had regen rune, and it's just 500 gold off having his CP boot. So that'll be a really nice pickup for him. Makes the map a little bit scarier for the side of Epoch. They just won't feel comfortable running around the way they're doing right now once the TP boots is online for the Tinker.
Yep. Well, he's definitely making the Rune of Regeneration work as hard as possible. Unfortunately, he does run out now. He might be in a spot of trouble, though, as the smoke gank is good. Nick and Repo get behind the back lines. Fearbender acting as bait. And now Nick goes on in. Out comes the kinetic field that is going to miss, unfortunately. Doesn't match its mark. Gets the glimpse. And fortunately, Deathy's there just too quick on his feet. And down goes the Tinker yet again. A counter kill there onto Repo as a result of Binks' efforts there with the stun. And Wannabe now in a spot of trouble as Nick pops out the nighttime. Nice little shallow grave is going to keep Wannabe alive a little bit longer. He's going to be dead anyway, so he might as well get that final right click. Binks is also going to join him in the grave, though, as Deathy gets not 1 but 2 kills. And I think that's a triple for him. What a play. Beautifully done. And Nick walks away yet again the victor.
Yeah, max level iron shells in the scrappy engagements to start off is just really broken, and yeah, I think they get an important kill again. It's not really about like them getting a triple kill and stuff is all nice and all, but what they want to do is just delay this Tinker from getting CP boots as long as possible, and that's exactly what they're doing. The fact that Deathy got a triple kill there is really nice too, though.
Deathy's going to enjoy that very, very much. He didn't do maybe as well in the offlane as one would expect from a Darkseer, but he was up against a rather cancerous lane of his own, so that's going to bounce his farm back. He's going for that mechanism, which will allow for bigger team fights a lot earlier, and of course, it's harder to take them down. It just gets harder and harder for the side of the disconnected team here in the form of Binks.
So we got the SA pause finally coming out. Just been waiting for it so patiently. And yeah, I feel like going straight for the mech is the right play for Darkseer. Kind of standard stuff, but I mean, they so far ahead at this point. They just gotta hit their timings and they can just go for it. They can just make insane plays on the map. Completely crush the side of Spartan. Yeah, looking good.
Yep.
Looking good.
Certainly. Well, it looks like Ember Spirit is opting instead to go for that Boots of Travel. I happen to agree with you that maybe the Veil would have been a better idea. But I think the rationale here is with Boots of Travel, he can get around the map and apply splitting pressure as opposed to play into the hands of Disruptor and go for that team fight.
So yeah, it is a different approach. So it'll be him and Tinker are completely mobile heroes, can make a lot of plays around the map. So it could just be a different approach they're going for. Instead of they kind of seeing that they lacking in terms of team fight and don't actually have the potential to fight Epoch, Tilt, Blink, or Dagon Earthshakers online. So yeah, I think it's not a bad decision either. They're just gonna play passively, split out the map as much as they can, and wait for the Shaker Blink to come online first.
Shaker Blink quite a while away, especially since I think he's going for Blade Mail here.
I think it's a bug, to be honest. I don't think he's going for Blade Mail.
Yeah. Must be a bug. Yeah, it's going to be that blink. Has to be that blink. I mean, he has to be able to jump on in there, get his Echo Slam, and of course he's also looking for his level 6. As bottom tower, the next tower in the sights of Japper and his friends, who happens to have a double damage as well. So it's a good thing nobody decided to contest that. I suspect that would have been a very dead someone.
MOMDD Monkey King. That tower's gonna drop real fast.
There's not much they could do. Repo now looking for a bit of blood. They might find Binks here. He's quite low due to the stack here. He was trying to farm. Dazzle now tanking it. And oh, caught with their pants down, the two of them. And they're going to pick up the farm as well. Japper's having a field day here. And Repo reaping the benefits of his aggressiveness. And picking up 2 kills with that static storm.
Now Nick, they might be going for more. Nick got an infiltrate scouting all those plays out here. I don't know if eSports saw them. Nick blocked him for a second there. Now he's actually going to go straight up.
Howdy, neighbor. Silence will be the Ember Spirit. He's going to try and make a hasty escape. Wannabe putting his fat bottom in the way, saying, hit me, don't hit my friend. He goes down as the price. Nick will take home for 167 gold. In the meantime, Binks showing up again in the front lines, dropping very low. Deathy making it work. He does go down, though. He pays the price as Tinker comes on in, throws out the final rockets. In the meantime, in the front lines, Ember Spirit's going to hit the deck, and it's already a hell of a mess. Fearbender now dropping low. The mischance, though, is absolutely phenomenal as he manages to sneak on out of there and get himself that TP. Repo also getting on out, and it ultimately becomes a one for very, very, very many on the other side trade.
Oh man, it's a bit sad that they didn't get any return kills there. But in the meantime, Jappa cleaning up the tier 2 tower bottom, and now looks like Petunia. Oh my god.
Run around the trees, baby. Out comes the ulti from Jappa. He's stuck in the middle of a march of machines. Picks up a world nuke damage. The reload is there from Tinker. Is it going to be enough? No! What happened?
Ring around the rosy there by the trees was quite funny. Fog of war, man. What a mechanic. God bless Dota 2.
Well, that did actually highlight something we should talk about. A little bit of magic resistance on this Monkey King wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we very often see Monkey Kings pick up a hood of Defiance in pro games, and for good reason. Maybe like this game, Jappa's feeling really confident. His team got a 10k net worth lead, and he's just going to go ham for damage. But I mean, all in all, I like the hood pickup on Monkey King quite so much.
Do you think that's what he's going to opt for here?
Not a chance. He's just going to go straight for damage, man. He's almost got his defusal done in like 14 minutes, which is just actually insane. And
Repo finds himself a friend. In comes Nick. Sorry, it looks like Dazzle will be hitting the deck again, and yes, he does. No shallow grave, no hope, and nothing much he can do or say there. 13 for 2. Good lord.
Network lead already. Roshan getting smacked up by Mr. Jappa here as well. Sorry, Fearbender. This game's not looking pretty for Spartan eSports at all.
Oh, look at the damage contribution Jappa will bring into this. Look at that. Look how much faster Rosh just disappears in the face of this Monkey King. It is very, very, very serious trouble. They're going to pick up that Aegis and look for objectives across the map. Where would you say? Pushing mid? Pushing top? What would you like? They basically have booked themselves a tower here.
I don't know. They can push wherever they want right now, to be honest. This game is not looking pretty for Spartan. As we mentioned before, yeah, they got the Aegis hands of Monkey King. His diffusal blade's going to be coming now as well. And they'll probably clean up this tier 2 here in the middle lane, then go straight to the top lane and clean up that tier 2. But if the side of Spartan are feeling confident enough to engage them and lose that fight, they'll probably just go high ground straight, 15 minutes in, no doubt about it.
Yep, certainly. Nick looking for blood. He's gonna find some. He finds Binks, but he also finds the rest of the team. Deathy in the meantime going after the Dazzle. Dazzle not getting the shallow grave. He goes for the heal and he pays the price. They both go down. Binks and Dazzle hit the deck. And that's gonna weaken their team fight. This is definitely a tower booked.
Yeah, this is a tier 2 for sure. What more can they get is the question. see
And
if
they
can
get
find these
more. There's a lot of
strikers.
split push across the map, as you mentioned, with Tinker getting across just about everywhere. Ember Spirit trying to do the same. I'm pretty sure they're okay with trading a tier 1 or 2.
Looks like they want to make a play on Ember, but oh, MSN is still standing around.
Night
Does
Stalker's
have a
there.
remnant, but he's gone.
Night Stalker. Oh, didn't quite get the Crippling Fear out in time. And that means good old MSN is going to get on out of there in time.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be for Spartan all up to pressure Petunia here. How much space can he make on the map? How pushed out can he keep these lanes without getting caught out as well? I mean, it's never easy to go high ground against a Tinker. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are.
Speaking of which, Tinker being quite belligerent. In this situation, usually you see the Tinker just skulking away quietly without depositing a heat-seeking missile first. There's not this Tinker by the looks of things. He's happy to take a piece out of his enemy before going ahead, but that was relatively dangerous. Night Stalker was nearby. He might have been able to just jump on over with the Hunter in the Night flight ability and just help himself as he just tried now. Oh no! The glimpse is beautiful! And Tinker's in a spot of trouble. Nick goes in for the kill, but he gets nuked down! Beautiful turnaround there. Nice intervention there from Dazzle as well. And now he's going to have to make a hasty escape, this Tinker. He does manage to get on out of there. The price to pay will probably be Dazzle. He does not have a shallow grave. He goes down. The stun is ultimately useless. It's just a little bit more nuke and nothing else.
Oh, so at least Tinker didn't die there. And they got a kill on the Night Stalker, which when they just far behind, they got like 700 or so gold from that Night Stalker kill alone. Yes, you know, he found the kill on the Ember. Where? Oh, in the mid lane. Not quite sure how that happened.
Yeah, that's incredibly weird. He must have committed just about everything. He did, actually. Oh, I know what happened. Ember overstepped his lines. He thought, I could kill him. Nope. No,
Oh,
he
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Death, he's
Probably.
just too damn big. He's got himself a mechanism as well. It's really, really difficult to take this man down.
Yeah, confidence coming out on the side of Epoch.
That is super sad, actually. Put yourself in Ember's shoes. Here you have Ember, who was free-farming the lane, won, essentially, for the most part, won his lane against the Darkseer. Happily done. Win lane, lose game, by the looks of things, because he can't even kill that, Darkseer solo.
I think the biggest problem for Spartan in this game is just how badly the Earthshaker got shut down. We're 18 minutes in. He's nowhere near his Blink Dagger yet. I mean, he just got his level 6 a couple of minutes ago, like, after the 15-minute mark, I dare to say. Well, maybe before that, but, like, just hasn't been a pretty game for... They've been playing with auto-3 position this whole game. The support duo just doesn't do all that much in Dazzle and okay, enough. You've been actually ticking down really low to the Tinker in the jungle.
Yeah, all you really have to do is take a look at those graphs, and that will tell you the entire story of the game. It's one-sided, and it is steadily one-sided. 10k XP lead for the side of Epoch, followed by a 15k or so net worth lead for the side of Epoch. It's a challenge. 19 minutes in, but it certainly doesn't feel like 19 minutes. I'll tell you that much. It feels like Binks is still in the laning phase, and he's out of base. He's out of map. He can't step anywhere. It's absolutely tragic.
Yeah, and playing against a Night Stalker doesn't make it any easy. You can't just go jungle, catch up, that sort of jazz. Nah. Nick's always on the prowl, looking for people to just punish, make their lives miserable.
Speaking of prowling, Binks getting Glimpse back, but nobody there to follow up. What a shame. Jeez, Glimpse is just so amazing. I love this hero so much. Repo, show me how it's done, buddy.
Seem like you like Glimpse a lot. What do you like more, Wilson? Do you like Glimpse or X marks the spot?
Okay, so as a skill, X marks the spot is stronger for a number of reasons. On average, there are a few situations where Glimpse is better. However, Glimpse is way more fun. You can't beat the fun of Glimpse, because X won't allow you to fountain glimpse somebody back, as Wannabe is actually going to get spotted out here. Oh, the stun was coming out from Earthshaker, but the silence was too quick, and now Nick has come on in. Jappa comes on in through the back and takes down Binks on the sidelines. Wannabe now dying in the front. They've turned their attentions to Tinker, and Tinker's going to hit the deck. Nothing left there, not one but 2 kills, followed by the third on Deathy, and that is another 3-for-0 exchange. This game is going to be over very, very soon as they find themselves a 4th in the form of the Dazzle, who was just trying to skulk his way out of there, trying to survive the fight, and there's nothing left. 3-21, and this is an open racks to be taken.
I think this is like more or less GG. I know it's been looking like that for a while, but I don't see a way Spartan coming back. Fearbender playing the objective game, pushing out the top lane while all that is happening, and now 2 lanes of Rack getting shoved in 20 minutes into this game.
Yep, top lane by Fearbender, who's wailing away on that tower at a rate of knots. Mid tower, first one to go down, caught inside the kinetic field is Earthshaker, and he's just terrified. He does not want to get involved. Out come the rockets in the background. Oh, the Echo Slam is there, but it's not the greatest one I've ever seen. They're just too damn mobile. Oh, getting vacuumed up into the wall. It's a beautiful ulti there from Yeti. He manages to skulk away with the 2. In the meantime, Jappa takes down the first kill, and that's in the form of the Earthshaker. Wannabe now hastily trying to make an escape onto the background. Jappa getting caught out, actually. He's one right click away from death, and he does go down to the Tinker. Beautiful high ground defense here from the underdogs. They're managing it. Repo trying to make his way out of there. All the invis in the world ain't gonna help you. The sentry is there, and it's 6-22. It's a 3-for-1 exchange, and finally they catch a break.
Oh man, the caster's cursed. As soon as I say this game's over, 3.5k gold swing going the way of Spartan. They did lose the Amelia racks, but yeah, they can be happy with that. I think he just found himself a 7th kill spree on Jappa there, and he's just going straight for the Dagon. He's like, people are not dying, people need to die, and that's what he's going for it. eSports actually just gonna bleed it up a Battle Fury. What is going on in this game? I like
that was an incredible series of events. I mean, can you deconstruct that fight? Why did things go so terribly wrong? It looked like things were very much in the favor of these boys here, especially after that the Darkseer combination worked so beautifully.
It did indeed, and yeah, it looked like a worse high ground defense than it was for Spartan, because Earthshaker kind of whiffed the Echo Slam. Just things weren't looking pretty, but that's the prowess of the Tinker high ground defense, man. You spamming out those marches, doesn't matter what else is coming out, it does a lot of damage, and yeah, you gotta show respect to that. No pipe or anything on the side of Spartan, so just playing a little too overconfident maybe. Jappa does have a BKB now, 10 seconds on this Monkey King.
Yep, and the pipe is up and running on the Darkseer as well. That's going to buy them a little bit of magic resistance. No problem. Not sure it was there for the fight, to be entirely honest. Nick picks up a world of damage. And nothing else. They know that there's True Sight around here. They're gonna have to de-ward, guys. Like, where is the vision? Get yourself a sentry. You know they have one. You do rely on some invis. For example, that Glimmer Cape from Repo does do a lot of work. If it means one of your carries are low, you can do something about it. And at least delay death damage and buy yourself the time to do a lot more.
Ocean getting eaten up here by the side of Epoch now. We got a Battlefield and Ember Spirit, so that's really great high ground defense too. We got Tinker with the Dagon now, so his damage output is increased as well. So let's see if Spartan can actually pull another miraculous high ground defense.
They're gonna pull off
Dazzle.
Nothing as Dazzle's gonna go down before he even gets the chance to blink.
I
didn't mean that literally.
Flame the lad, man. What is he doing out there just after Roshan has fallen? Oh,
he was doing his job as a support. Just killed while de-warding. I mean, it's to be expected. He does have enough for buyback. That's the good news.
I mean, he's only level 11. He'll be back up in about 15 seconds. Not too big of a deal.
And the magic damage starting to get tanked up here. The pipe working very hard here for Deathy. It's already popped down. Oh, Bix goes on in. It's a decent Echo Slam this time around. Now comes the BKB from Jappa. He's going to start walking about the field. Down goes the Aegis. He will be coming back up as the Dazzle hits stick for the second time. That's it. He's down for a good long time this time. He's not coming back as the racks are slowly getting whacked away. The long-range defense, though, from good old Tinker and Ember Spirit is working wonders. They're doing all they can, and that's it. They take half a racks and back on out. They've done their work. They don't need to work any harder unless, of course, Tinker step forward. He gets silenced up. There's the wall committed as well to kill him, and that is it. End of that fight, surely.
Oh man, the damage was there from the side of the Radiant. It just like through pipe, through the Guardian Graves, it just wasn't enough in the end. Aegis paid off dearly. They got the second Meteor Axe. Though not a full lane, they got the thing that counted.
Yep, certainly. But wow, the amount of damage that they've managed to throw out, it's incredible. I mean, one would think this is incredibly one-sided. This is incredibly one-sided. There's 21,000 net worth for one team. 6-27, 25 minutes in. Half racks is down in mid and mid and top. And yet, that Tinker, that Ember Spirit, they're still outputting a world of damage. They certainly know how to output the damage. Just maybe the problem is when? Or maybe the problem is that Binks goes down way sooner than he should. And he just keeps getting caught with his pants down.
I mean, in the last fight, credit to Blinks, I think he finally got his... Sorry, Blinks. He finally got his Blink Dagger. He got like a 2-man good Echo Slam there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is... They're just too far behind at this point, I think. But...
I never like calling it. I hate
Yeah.
calling it.
Radiant's bottom
I mean, we shouldn't... I mean, what's the point of just saying, oh, the game's over, you know? Let's look at ways to actually come back in this game. So we got the Ever Battle Fury. He looks like he's going for Blink Dagger up next, so he can make aggressive plays, hold people outside of the base with Blink Slider first. Oh, but Tinker fell in the bottom lane. That's a problem because he doesn't have buyback.
Not only does he not have buyback, he is the primary source of damage at the moment
And base
for
defense.
the side of the Radiant. Yeah, this might be it, in fact. 29-6, 26 minutes in. Is this the final push that finally puts the nail in the coffin?
Well, let's
for
see. They got
Dazzle and his
25
friends?
seconds before Tinker's back up. This is their time to... This is their window to go. No lanes are actually pushed in, so there's still backdoor protection.
Oops. Yapper?
Okay, yes,
Oh my word. Step straight into a sentry ward. Oh no. He's gonna have to walk on out of his Wukong's command if he's not careful. Oh, nice Echo Slam coming through in the front lines, but he does get silenced up by Repo. He's gonna go down, good old man. And there's nothing left to do. 1, 2, 3, all dead, go home. And it's the final Rax. I'm sure this is GG now.
Radiant structures are
Lefts come out. Tinker's alive.
Radiant's bottom
Can he do it?
Good reactions here from Repo. Out comes the pipe that's going to delay damage in the meantime. Tinker does actually get caught in the trees there. They knew he was going to try that play. And they've got plenty of ways of catching vision in the trees. Very, very risky as the GG, well played, finally called after a 30,000 net worth lead. And possibly a little bit late, but that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Your first round done. We have 3 games to do. This is the first, so stay tuned for another 2. Kaameel, what happened?
I think... Okay, so it was a case of outdraft, and also... I think the side of Epoch eSports is just better. Like, the players, player for player, it's just a stronger team, and it's just one of those things. Spartan shouldn't take the loss too badly.
Not sugarcoating it at all, eh? Damn.
I mean, I wasn't trying to shot equal fire there. It's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean?
Okay, and what do you think the guys of CES could do better? Because I'm sure they'll be looking at this game as a learning experience, as any good GOATA team should do. When you take that loss, you guys look back at your game, see what you could have done better, and even if you just change one thing, just one, it's a step forward.
I think one small change that could have made a big difference in this game is they support duo, right? It's Ogre, Dazzle. It's a support duo that doesn't really do all that much. Imagine that Dazzle or the Ogre was swapped out for something like a Warlock, where you have all this, then you have a more team fight to go with things, so they can't just run at you the whole time. You have a good counter initiated, you have damage to stack on with the Tinker. There's something else to look at, that when you have a support duo, you want it to do a lot more than just, you know, be there and save your carry.
Okay. Well, that's the way this cookie crumbled. They're not out of it yet. They're going to be playing best of ones just like everybody else today. Let's go take a look at the rest of the field and see who's up next in the house of WILLLSON and Kaameel, as we're going to bring you the next 2 games. We'll see you shortly. Stay tuned. Cheerio for now.